Content warning. Ladies and gentlemen, the following podcast is not suitable for all audiences, and viewer/listener discretion is advised. For example, if, when you just heard the term ladies and gentlemen, you immediately thought about how exclusionary it is, then it's probably best you turn this off now.
I'm walking up Bold Street. I have the hangover of a lifetime. It's taken me...
Are you like, is it a shaky one?
I'm walking like Captain Tom, mate. I'm fucked. I'm fucking walking like this.
Yeah, like he's on it when he was on his last lap.
Yeah,
as well.
yeah. Captain Tom's daughter actually walked by, made me sign a form, and now there's gin in my name. That's
Freddy Gin. It's just a really wide bottle.
It's got hash browns in it.
Hello, welcome to Dead Men Talking. I'm Rob Mulholland. He's a big fat hungover cunt.
hi.
Yeah.
This is the 2-day hangover. This one.
Yeah, is this still from the other night? Did
Oh,
you
yeah.
not drink anything yesterday?
Only water all day.
Oh my god! Like that's alcohol.
Oh no, I didn't have only water all day. That's a lie. I had more water than I usually have.
Sure. Yeah, some water.
I had some water.
Yeah, did you dip your hash browns in water? Hydrated.
Yeah, it was fucking brutal.
2-day hangover.
Top 5 hangovers I've ever had in my
That's
life.
like alcohol poisoning. If you're like this bad, day 2.
Honestly, my kidneys are screaming.
Yeah.
Like really hurting.
Well, your
really
kidneys
bad.
were fucked anyway, just because for your lifestyle.
I'll tell you how hungover I was, right?
Yeah.
So I woke up and I had that moment where I had no idea where I was or what I was doing.
Oh yeah, don't miss those.
And you go, where the fuck am I?
Just the ha when you wake up, like ha.
Yeah, and then I'm like, oh, I'm in a hotel in Liverpool. Oh, that's right. So I checked out the hotel, right?
Yeah.
I was walking up Bold Street.
Amazing that you actually checked out. When I was hungover in hotels, I would just walk out the front door and never look back.
Yeah, what is even the point of checking out?
I don't know. It's just like I just once I realised you didn't have to do it, just don't do it anymore.
Yeah.
I'll just chuck a key on a desk and walk out.
So, all right.
Bad man.
Fucking Andrew Tate vibes over here, innit?
Oh yeah, man. And then on the way, I just
Beta
fucking
males.
slap a woman.
Beta males check out hotel
Yeah.
rooms. Be an alpha.
Yeah.
Throw your key on the floor and piss in the corner to assert your dominance.
Sorry, I'm such a massive alpha.
Fuck it out. Well, I'm polite, so I check mine out. I mean, I'm not.
Yeah. You just got a large room
okay.
service bill to
So
pay.
here's the reason that I check out of hotel rooms. I never knew that it wasn't an option until right now. And
This is it. I knew you wouldn't do it. Like,
I'll never do it again.
yeah.
Do you know what really pisses me off? My other half, when we stay in an Airbnb, she cleans up before they leave.
Nah.
It's
nah.
like,
No, I make it
what are-
messier if anything.
What
Yeah.
are you doing? We pay a cleaning fee.
Yeah.
We don't get that back if it's left in a nice condition.
I stayed in one that charged us a 70 quid cleaning fee, which is already fucking outrageous.
Yeah.
And then also was like, please do all these chores before you go. They were like, you got a Hoover and all this, and I was like, get to fuck. It was like so annoying. This Airbnb just had like passive aggressive notes everywhere. You open every cupboard you opened, it was like, don't touch that. And it was like, meh. And there was like this 5-page long rule booklet for rules for being in the fucking hot tub. It was like, don't you dare look at that hot tub if you're wearing fake tan.
Really?
Because they had a white hot tub that apparently like fake tan had stain it. So don't have a white hot tub in an Airbnb then, you dumb cunt.
It's fucking mental.
Yeah, it was really annoying me. It was a really nice place, a beautiful place in the country, like really nice. We would have stayed, like I would have gone and stayed there every fucking year had it not been for all the notes.
Yeah.
Out.
Did I tell you about the time that I went and stayed at it? I used to go Airbnb once a year in the Lake District with my other half, and I'd just have a couple of days where I could just chill and relax, right? And what I would always do is I'd always bring a notepad with me, and I'd always be enamored with the idea that I'd wake up in the morning and like I'd wake up at the crack of dawn with a coffee and look out over rolling hills and just be inspired to write jokes about my dick or whatever, right? And what would happen is I would get shit-faced and stay until 12, and they'd be like, I'm not writing now, the moment's gone. Anyway, right?
Every notebook I've ever had has one page written on it.
This time,
And it's Rob Mulholland, age 34. If found.
So this time, right, I actually managed the first day. The first day I woke up 7 o'clock in the morning and I did some writing, and then I never managed it again for like 4 more days, right? So much so that I actually forgot the notebook, and it was a new notebook. I forgot it and left it at the Airbnb.
I've seen your new material as well. Like before your stuff is refined, it's a rough journey. So I'm imagining that notebook looked like fucking Jeffrey Dahmer's notes.
Is this Abu Hamza's notebook?
What's just loads of scratches in the paper? It's perforated. Bet he's dead handy round the office if you need something putting in a ring binder. Probably not the right word. But yeah, if you need something putting in a ring binder, Abu, come over here. Yeah. Pop it in.
I bet every time he plugs a plug in, he shits himself, though. Imagine that. You'd be just pushing it in, not letting your little... Oh, mate.
He's a great fisherman.
Well, he wouldn't be.
Going tickling trout with a big worm on his hand.
Well, he wouldn't be because the hook wouldn't be able to get deep enough in the water.
Yeah, he'd have to go like tuna fishing. So he'd have to like be in. You'd have to do it like you'd have to be in like a speedboat, dragging your arm along behind you, just like holding it to make it look like it's moving.
I think he'd be great at harvesting grain.
Yeah, you could get a little sickle attachment.
Chopping it down.
Like walking through the jungle.
China. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what he should have done.
Do you reckon he can like climb up walls? Like ding, ding.
What, like he's some sort of mod on Fortnite or something?
Yeah, like, you know, if you've got like a tree that he could stick his hooks into, do you reckon he could climb like that?
I really would love to see him go down a zip wire. Imagine Abu Hamza at Go Ape.
Yeah.
And they go, do you want the rope thing? He's like, I've got it, don't worry about it.
I'm
He
good,
just
mate.
latches his hook on and goes straight down.
I'll tell you what he'd be bad at. Volleyball.
He's very bad at volleyball. Yeah.
It just ruins the game.
Yeah.
Straight away.
Abu. It's the third ball this morning. When we said spike.
Do you reckon that's why he's so angry? Because he really wants to play volleyball.
Yeah, I reckon that's probably what it is. Yeah. He's just like he's ruined 3 volleyballs. He's sat at home with volleyballs stuck on his hook still. He just goes, bloody
That
West.
was why.
This is the bloody West's fault.
That was why he got his hand chopped off, because they said as a punishment, they said, what are the 2 things in life you love the most? And he said volleyball and fingering women.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, well, we'll just chop that hand off and we'll ruin both of those things for you. That's how they do punishments.
He's got a hook for a knob as well. He's got a little hook knob.
Has he got 2 hook hands?
He's got 2 hook hands, yeah, famously, mate, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Famously? Well, yeah, it is the only
It is
thing I know
kind of
about.
the only thing you know about Abu Hamza, isn't it? That he's got
Yeah,
2
yeah.
hooks for hands and that he's quite grumpy.
I'm gonna
He's a grumpy lad. He is a bit
Oh,
grumpy.
Mr. Grumpy.
I'm gonna throw this out there, right? I think 2 hooks for hands is a bit much.
Yeah.
I'd have 1 hook and then I'd have 1 something else.
You'd have a pizza wheel on the other.
Fork. I'd have one of those.
Those
one of
automatic
those
spinning
automised-
forks for spaghetti.
I'd have a Swiss Army knife.
All right,
And you got
yeah, I'd have
everything.
all of them, yeah.
Yeah.
I'd have
And a
all
million
of them.
genies.
I'd have all of them. I'd wish for a million infinite wishes. Fucking nerd.
So anyway, in the Airbnb,
I'd have a big rubber plunger, and I'd just run up to you and pop on your head.
Yeah, shout out to Becky Mill. I in this notebook, right? It was a fresh notebook, and I'd done 1 piece of writing, and it was about how mad it is that it's illegal to fuck dogs. For me personally, I just find it mad that it's illegal to fuck animals, right? So the joke is that
Because you're so in love.
no. Well, the joke was
Your dog's got seizures as well. It might be like vibrating on your cock.
the joke was
You're
that
just with a torch in front of your dog.
it's mad about how it's fine to eat them, it's fine to kill them, were their fucking
disagree.
fur as a hat. Yeah.
If
No,
you
no,
wear
but
a dog
animals-
hat down the
animals
fucking
in general,
pub.
I mean. So the whole thing about the material was like you can kill and eat animals. We wear their skin as fur. It's legal to own one as a pet. So why is it illegal to fuck them? Like surely that doesn't make any sense.
I mean, it's sort of an argument.
Well, this is what I thought. So I'd written it
Yeah.
and I'd put it in the notebook, which I then forgot and left at the Airbnb.
Very different film, The Notebook, if this was what it was about.
And guess what as well?
I don't know if Ryan Gosling's coming for this one.
Guess what I found out as well?
Yeah.
They knew that we had a dog.
Yeah.
Oh.
Because we had to check it in at the Airbnb. So it must have just looked like I left a manifesto on a table.
You know what your solution should be? Is get a little dog's ass on your hand instead of a hook.
This is my hook retriever and this is my golden retriever.
You've got a flashlight attachment on one of them. I don't think you should fuck animals, though.
What, sorry?
I don't think you should fuck animals.
No, I don't think you should either. I just think it's
good. That's how you end up with monkeypox.
I don't think you should, but I agree.
And
I think
AIDS.
you should be able to have the chance, but you shouldn't do it.
The way you said it, like you should be able to have the chance. It's like it should be a lottery or something, and like if you win, you get to fuck a pig.
I think so. This is the closest that I ever got. Is that I think that it should be legal, but the animal should fuck you.
Okay, yeah.
Because that way,
because that's what you're into.
No. Because that way, it's like at least you know it's a bit more consensual. Back to fucking Bold Street, right? I'm walking up Bold Street. I have the hangover of a lifetime. It's taken me.
Are you like? Is it a shaky one?
I'm walking like Captain Tom, mate. I'm fucked. I'm fucking walking like this.
Yeah, like he's on it when he was on his last lap.
Yeah,
as well.
yeah. Captain Tom's daughter actually walked by, made me sign a form, and now there's gin in my name. That's
Freddy Gin. It's just a really wide bottle.
It's got hash browns in it.
New hash brown flavoured gin from me, Freddy Gin.
It's like gin.
It's like gin,
But it's got
tastes
hash
of
browns in it.
potato and onion and oil, because I like oil. The bottle wobbles when you shake it.
my kidneys hurt, but that probably won't happen to you. Why am I joining in? So anyway, right, I'm fucked, and I'm walking, and I'm just in this state of just total. I don't know how I'm going to get home because I know that I have to. I've driven here. I know that I have to get home, but I know I'm still fucked, right? So I go. What I'm going to do is I'm going to eat some food, and I'm just going to drive home straight away. And while it soaks it up, that'll be fine. Right?
I love your drink driving plans. It's always like, I'll sleep for 2 hours, but in order to get that sleep, I should probably drink 3 bottles of wine to make sure I sleep really deeply.
So you were too pissed to drive, but you thought if you drive home fast,
Yeah,
Yeah,
then
yeah.
your body won't realise.
Because my body will be soaking up the food that I've eaten.
yeah.
Yeah, it's science. So, what? Why are you looking at me like that?
Because you're talking shit. What do you mean? Why am I looking at you like that? Listen to what you're saying, man.
So,
if you drive home quick, you'll surprise yourself with how undrunk you are.
no. I'm looking at food like a sponge.
Sure, but you're going to need it time to soak up. Why are you trying to do it quickly?
Also,
I agree
only-
the food is a good strategy.
Only if you eat a sponge.
Yeah. Like, did you eat a whole Victoria
Yeah,
sponge? Just there eating a birthday cake. This should do it.
Kid crying next to you.
It's just their clown makeup, just ruining the party.
So, I get about halfway up Bold Street, and I'm fucked. I'm just. It's taking me at least 20 minutes to walk 200 yards. Right. And people are looking at me as well in the street. Like they're looking at me like, oh dear. So I stopped in this shop. It's the shop where I got this jacket from, actually.
Yeah.
Right. I stopped in this shop, and I thought I'll just have a look round, but I'll just
Check
catch
'em out.
myself for a minute. Do you know what I mean? And this guy comes straight up to me, the loveliest man in the world, and he goes, "Hi, what can I help you with? What you're looking for?" Right? And in my head, my brain didn't think to go, "I'm just browsing," and so because I knew that I got a jacket from here last time, I was like, "Oh, just jacket like that," thinking that he'd go away. And he went, "Oh," he goes, "Great." He goes, "Oh, by the way, big fan of the podcast, big fan of your comedy. I'll give you a 20% discount on anything." And I was like, "Oh, nice one." And I was thinking, well, I'm not going to buy anything, so it don't fucking matter. And then this guy was so nice. He gave me like a personalised little thing. He was like, "Right, let's go find that jacket that you want."
Let's go to Triple XL.
Double, but yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to size shame you by putting one extra X on that.
I was actually in a Millets. He got me a quilted tent. So anyway, I ended up buying a 120 quid jacket, down from 150. I bought a 120 quid jacket because I couldn't get it in me to say no to him. Because I was just like, oh, it's just too much hassle.
Do you reckon if
I'll
he'd
just say
wanted
yes.
to, when you went to the changing rooms, if he'd been like,
Raped me, yeah, 100%.
if he'd,
He
well,
was
I
good
was
looking. He was a good-looking fellow
just
as
been
well.
like, look, while we're here, do you wank me off a little bit? If he goes, would you just wank me off a little bit?
Oh, he's a good-looking fella. Absolutely,
Fair,
no problem
yeah.
at all. So, right, I'm just fucking walking around like in this highly suggestible state. I get a phone call off Adam Rowe. He's like, do you want to go grab some food? I was like, that's what I was doing. He was meet me at this place. And so I got there. I was a bit earlier than him. And I couldn't work out how the door opened. Like, that's how fucked I was. I was just like...
It's an automatic one as well.
I was
just watching people going in like, what is this sorcery?
So I go and I find a table and I sit down. And this guy immediately comes up to me. He's like, what can I get you? I just went, just some water. And he comes over and he goes, comes over and he sees me really struggling and he goes, oh, is it a rough night? And I said, yeah, I'm absolutely fucking dying. And he went, oh, you should get yourself some orange juice or something. And I don't like orange juice, but I was like, yeah, okay.
You don't like orange juice?
Not
Fruit in
really.
it.
Yeah, I suppose it's too close to fruit. Orange juice is delicious.
It's tangy. It's too much.
Tangy's nice.
Apple juice is the best juice.
Apple juice is a good juice.
Apple juice is the
underrated.
best juice.
Yeah.
So, right, I said... He went,
Cranberry and raspberry, I would go for.
That is mental.
That's the best one.
no, that's fucking...
Cranberry and raspberry is such a good mix.
No.
Oh, really?
Bad.
Is that what you and the rest of the menopausal women in your group say? Fucking cranberry and raspberry.
It's lovely.
Yeah.
I love a red
Does it
berry.
feel soft on your nipples, you big
Yeah, and like my
fucking
kidneys
weirdo?
aren't on fire.
That's true.
Yeah. You've got a one-man gravel pit in your kidneys, haven't you? He clinks when he walks now.
So, he comes over, he goes, oh, you should get some orange juice. And I just went, yeah, okay, because I just didn't have it in me to say no. So I came over, he gave me some orange juice, and he puts the orange juice down, and he goes, oh, do you know, I've just remembered, we've actually got Iron Brew on draft as well. And I went, yeah, okay. So when Adam saw me...
On draft?
Yeah. So when Adam...
Like an IPA?
Yeah.
So,
Can I have a taster of the Iron Brew, please?
so when Adam saw me, I had 3 drinks in front of me,
Yeah.
just collapsed on the fucking table. I was fucked. I was absolutely fucked, mate. I was eating this food, right? And do you ever get that thing where you're eating the food and you can immediately feel it turning to shit in your stomach? So you eat it and it's like your body just doesn't acknowledge any of the nutrients and it just pushes it straight down into
it's just
where
like
shit should be.
It just like falls through you
Yeah.
when you're that hungover, isn't it?
It was
It's
that
like-
bad.
I mean,
It
it's
was-
like you're amazed you're not shitting a whole burger.
It was
It
so
goes through.
it was so fucking heavy. And I'll tell you what as well, I was doing a gig in the evening, right? And I forgot that the gig started early. And I was like, oh, fuck. So I got to this gig and it was outdoors in a market. And I just
You gigged last night?
Yeah.
Fuck. Like, because you're a state today.
Yeah.
I can only imagine what
Mate,
yesterday was
I
like.
was fucking hard, right? So the thing is as well is the gig was outdoors in a market. It was cold as fuck. And I was like, I just can't be asked getting my fucking camera out to record it. You know, everyone's got to record things now.
Yeah.
So I can't be asked recording it. And then what happened was I had like one of the best emceeing things of my life where I had like at least 3 fucking interactions where I was like, fuck. I took the first person.
Oh, yeah, the one gig he didn't film.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mate.
this is the one where finally Freddie's good at comedy. I believe it.
The first person I spoke to was a benefits assessor that had been at a cost of living convention all day, handing out helpful tips.
Yeah.
And it was just like, this is amazing, right?
Yeah.
The last guy, I spoke to this guy at the end, and I was like, so what's the deal behind you? What are you up to? And he goes, I'm a Brazilian paedophile. I was like, what the hell are you talking about? He said, well, the first act said I look Brazilian, and the second act called me a paedophile. I'm a Brazilian paedophile.
Yeah.
And I said, well, fucking hell, fingers crossed you don't know jiu-jitsu. I said, those kids are never getting out of that, are they? I said, doesn't matter how much you tap out, they'll use it to fuck you as a rhythm. Do you know what I mean? And I said, what do you actually do? He said, I'm an animator. And everyone went, ooh. And I went, shut up. You don't know what it's for. It could be child porn.
Yeah.
I said, all in Portuguese.
He's Brazilian,
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
It's fucking smashing it. More than you two gave it, you cunts.
Yeah.
So,
It's one of those things, crowd work, innit? You kind of got to be there.
Yeah. Or film it.
They'll film
Film
it,
it,
yeah,
yeah,
if you
yeah.
could see it. But like,
I was
the problem is, I don't believe it was witty.
I was absolutely
Didn't sound it.
fucked, right?
It sounds pretty mediocre.
Don't you even start.
I think this could be the day that Freddy walks
I
out.
know. I think we could really flip him today.
So, right, the reason that I was so hungover is because we were again, last people out, me and Jamie Hutchinson.
Yeah.
And Hutchie
if you're trying to do like Hutchie level drinking, like Hutchie's very sad inside. You don't want to be catching up with sad people drinking.
The thing with Hutchie is that he'll get really pissed, but he'll just forget words. He'll forget how to speak, and he becomes
an absolute fucking cabbage, doesn't he? But there's a certain point in the night where Jamie Hutchinson is just like, it's like an old Irish guy in a bookies. He just gets to that level of that's his future. He's going to be one of those old guys in a pub somewhere annoying the staff, just like
That's his present.
So the reason that we were out drinking is because we did the Have a Word restaurant special at Luban, right? And
what's really funny as well is I was doing Mild High Club's talent show last night, so they've told me a bit about their perspective on working with Freddy in a kitchen. So I'm interested to hear Freddy's version.
What did they tell me?
I'll hear your version and then we'll talk about the discrepancies.
Right, okay. So I'm going to preface this by the fact that Dean was fucking useless. He was absolutely useless. Now, I love Dean and I love his vibe. Yeah. He's not the kind of person that wants to work in a kitchen.
No, so like for anyone who doesn't know,
he's chill as fuck.
So what this was like Have a Word like took over a restaurant, innit? Because they're so rich and divorced from reality now. What they thought would be a laugh was giving people a job. Yeah.
Let's do minimum wage.
Yeah. Well, I did that for a decade. Yeah. It's all right.
Yeah, it's rubbish.
Well, the thing is
no, it's like I get it.
It sounds fun.
I'm only teasing. Obviously, before people in the comments are like, "Oh, there's beef." I'm teasing.
So I really like cooking and food and stuff like that.
We know you like food.
I really enjoy making my own food and stuff like that. That's one of the things that I really like. So to be able to work in a top kitchen or to just be around that thing, I was really excited and looking forward to it. But it is totally different from cooking at home. It's completely different.
What a revelation. Cooking for 100 people is different from cooking for 2.
Okay, how do you...
To be fair, cooking for Freddy is like cooking for 100 people.
I've worked in kitchens. I've worked in pub kitchens. I've worked in
pub kitchen's not a kitchen.
Yeah, I worked in like a gastro pub kitchen for a bit, like doing like...
pressing the microwave, 3 minutes.
No, like it was a proper like, they'd make all the sauces from scratch. I was doing like prep stuff and that. Okay. But like, I've worked in kitchens. I know that it's fucking hard. It's an incredibly hard job.
It's really tough.
It's really hard physical work. You're constantly working. It's long hours. It's shit pay.
What's
that's why they're all alkies.
What's mad is there's a couple of things that are big differences from cooking at home, right? Number one, and it's not just the cooking for 2, cooking for 100. The main thing is timing is really different. So everything's got to be timed and in sync. Because when you're cooking at home, you go as fast as you can be asked going. It's about how quickly you can be asked to make that food. Whereas in the kitchen thing, you have to be as quick as possible, but you also have to stagger what you're doing so that it's in sync with what everyone else is doing. Yeah. Here's another thing that I didn't realise as well. You don't, I mean, it sounds obvious now that I'm saying it, but you don't just get to cook a dish. What happens is everyone has their own little bit.
Yeah.
So if you made like if you got like a dish or whatever, somebody will have grilled the fish, somebody else will have cooked the veg, somebody else will have done the sauce.
Yeah, like I would have shifts where it'd be like, they'd be like, here's a massive tray of carrots, cut them. That was it, and I'd just be doing that for hours.
This is it. It's specialised. You don't do a dish. And when that happens, the love completely goes out of it because you don't get to take ownership of it in the same way. So you go out in the restaurant and you'd be like, well, which bits did you cook? And you were like, well, we kind of did all of it. Do you know, like we all had our own little bit. Now I'm gonna say Dean did a good job considering he doesn't cook. It's not his thing, right? So he's learning everything from scratch. I love cooking. I was also in the kitchen with Johnny Bongo, who loves cooking as well. He brought his own knives. He brought his own Japanese knives. I was like, mate, I was counting on him having knives here. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, thought we'd get them, you know.
We've got no pans.
Did anyone bring a wok?
You're not brought an oven by any chance, have you?
And then what was happening is Eshawn and Dave Critchley, who's the main chef there, they were plating up, right? And I don't know what you've heard, but me and Johnny Bongo went through like a fucking shift. We did shitloads of work. You're looking at like you've heard something different.
Yeah, what I've heard is that you were very full of yourself and very like, you're like, I could do it, it'll be very easy. Then within 10 minutes, you were fucking really stressed and angry.
Oh, yeah, but...
It's like, I'll be fine, be easy, I'm doing woks. And then like, but it's bloody wok!
Well, yeah, because that's...
So I got in like, I'll be fine, I love cooking, I'll be great at this. Fuck, shit, fuck.
Yeah, so... So that is about accurate, yeah. I had a fairly... So we had... I was told to get there at 12 o'clock, and I thought, we're going to spend all day learning the dishes. We started learning at 5 o'clock, and we finished learning at 20 past 5. Now, I personally don't think that's quite enough time, but hey-ho, you learn and you go. Do you know what I mean? We were all doing different things. I was operating the fryers and the woks, and as well like broccoli and veg and rice and shit like that.
Yeah, apparently you're complaining about cauliflower a lot, like picking it up and going, gross.
Oh, mate. So the thing is...
Very on brand.
Yeah, it's felt really funny. It's like, disgusting. Veg.
Cauliflower. There was one...
Can't we just have hash browns?
There was one point when someone ordered a gluten-free battered cauliflower.
Oh, fuck off.
That's what I said and refused to do it.
Yeah.
So
Out.
I just refused. I was
Battered
like,
cauliflower is fucking lovely, though.
No, it's not.
It really
To be
genuinely
fair,
is.
we joke, but cauliflower is shit.
so I think cauliflower is
much
shit.
underrated veg. Like, there's loads you can do with cauliflower that's great. It's about how you prepare it.
As long as you don't eat it, then it's fine.
I think
cauliflower's brilliant.
I
You're a
think
child.
cauliflower is shit as well. However, people fucking loved it, right?
Yeah.
So
Honestly, like fried battered cauliflower can be really, really good.
that's what we did.
Exactly.
Right?
When it's done right, it's fucking
I
well
eat meat
nice.
though, so
The
my
texture's really
standards are
lovely.
better.
There's flavour to it. It's
But
good.
my problem...
Have it alongside your meat. You
my
fucking savage.
my problem is that to go to a restaurant entirely staffed by comedians and to go, oh, I'm vegetarian and gluten-free.
Well, you got to pick one.
It's like... it's like...
Which one do you care about more?
It's like, listen,
Your
tonight,
morals all your life.
tonight you ain't shit, mate. You're eating what you're fucking given.
It's not a place I'd go with dietary requirements.
No.
To be honest with you, if I was going to this and I knew the restaurant was staffed with comedians, I would have eaten before I got there. I would have had a Mackey's on the way. So I could have been like, lovely.
Or at least take a packed lunch.
Yeah.
Just in case.
So to be fair, me and Johnny Bongo took it really seriously. Right, is that what you've heard as well?
Yeah, which is the spirit of the thing.
We took it really seriously, and we managed.
He thought he was in the fucking bear.
We managed to. I mean, there were 70 people, and that's over 200 dishes. Not one got sent back. Not one, which is pretty impressive.
You know, who's sending it back to a comedian? They're like, yeah, just I'll get a takeaway. It's fine. Doesn't mean it was good. It means they couldn't be asked sending it back.
It was good, though.
Or it means that the service broke down. Because I know Amy was just on mushrooms running in circles.
Oh, mate. So at one point, I overheard Amy speak to a customer, and she went, God bless her, it was just so funny. She went, here's your cauliflower chicken. And the bloke went, what? And she went, this is the cauliflower chicken. And he went, well, which is it? Is it cauliflower or is it chicken? Because those are two separate meals. And she went, yeah, it's cauliflower chicken.
Yeah.
And he went, no, listen. He was like, I'm vegetarian, so it really matters to me which is cauliflower and which is chicken. And she was like, I thought that was the dish. She just wasn't asked at all. Dean was on edibles off his tits. Dean also gave edibles to one of the chefs that was working with us, and that guy was tripping balls.
Yeah, I met their edibles suppliers yesterday. Great, gave me a little bag. They're going to send some stuff for the studio. They're going to send us a little goodie bag for the studio.
Let's do it sometime.
Yeah, I'll get them hooked up. Shout out Green Angel. Get them followed on Instagram.
Green Angel.
Yeah, they're on Instagram.
Well, they're a fucking car breakdown service.
Yeah.
Fucking Green Angel.
Yeah, I'll be there in...
To be fair, they have caused me to have a breakdown in my car.
Imagine stoned roadside recovery. Yeah, it's
that looks fucked, mate. Yeah,
yeah, it's
sad that.
pretty
Anyway,
big
do you want to go up this verge? There's a nice view at the top.
Mate, I've seen a really smooth rock over there. Do you want to look at
What
it?
do you think weed is? Just like, oh, look at that rock. Like, maybe on acid, I might look at a rock for too long. But, like, on weed, like, it's not like I'm like, whoa, man, a stone. Like, you know, I watch TV. I'm entertained by that, not a stone.
Well, I do apologise for misappropriating your culture. Rob.
Thank you.
You don't
My
know how
culture
good
is
this
not your
stone was
costume.
as well. Especially on the hard shoulder, you'd be like, what the fuck?
I wouldn't be, like, surprised to see a stone on the hard shoulder, Tom.
You would if it was like a big dick-shaped rock.
If it was a big dick-shaped rock, all right. If the question is then, this rock looks like a dick, you've got my attention,
Yeah.
all right? That's a very different proposition to it's quite smooth,
Yeah,
I
it's
would
true.
suggest.
Okay.
Yeah,
I apologise.
thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, you can tell he's fucked. It's really easy to get him to back down today. It's just like, all right, fine.
I don't want the smoke. I just don't want it. I don't care. All right, you're right. When you're high, you don't look at rocks that much.
Thank you. Finally. That's all I've ever wanted.
You're welcome. Anyway, the moral of the story
Oh, there's a moral to this, is there?
is that working in a kitchen is really hard.
Yeah.
It's really, really
Yeah,
hard.
Is that
really
why he's so
hard.
rough? Because of all the hard work?
What, sorry?
Is that why
He's
so
done
rough?
one
'Cause
shift
all the
and it's
hard work?
ruined him.
We went out and got shit faced afterwards,
Yeah.
like because everyone else had been allowed to drink during the thing, and we had you don't have time to fucking drink. You just have to just do stuff. And also as well, here's the other thing, right? Is they teach you how to make each bit, right? A portion of tempura prawns or whatever, right? And that's fine. But then what happens is you get 7 lots of tempura prawns that all need to be done at the same time. And it's not as easy as just making 21 lots of, like 21 prawns. Like the whole process sort of like messes up. Do you know what I mean? Because you can't put them all in the fryer because they'll all stick together. And then if they do stick together, then you've got to spend time. It's all a nightmare. And then while you're thinking about that, right, I've got these many prawns doing this, right, these have to go in. Then there's some cunt shouting, right, we need some cauliflower. And you're like, oh, fuck, that uses the fryer as well, you cunts. Right, I've got to do the, it's constant. It's absolute constant.
Did you get paid for this?
Yes.
Right, okay, good. Well, it's just, Jesus Christ. Like, it just sounds shit. Like, I spent my whole life running away from jobs.
Would you like to know how much I got paid?
Yeah.
I was there from 12 o'clock.
Yeah.
I left the kitchen at 10 p.m, so that's a 10-hour shift.
Uh-huh.
£100.
Right, so you got paid £10 an hour.
Minimum wage. Less than.
It's not less than minimum wage.
Yeah.
No, like minimum wage is like £7.50, mate.
No, not for like over 25s, is it?
Yeah, it's not over a tenner, mate.
Really?
Yeah,
intriguing.
like
There's a living wage, isn't there? that's
yeah, the
different?
living wage is over a tenner. I think it might have gone up to like £8.60, but it's not. It's definitely not over a tenner, mate. 100%.
There's no minimum wage. There's no minimum wage.
Oh, it's up to £9.50. There you go.
£9.50.
That's gone up quite a bit, but still not a tenner.
You did quite
But
well.
pretty much minimum wage.
It's close, but yeah, it's
So you got paid like
That's
someone would get
rocketed.
paid for doing that job.
Exactly, it's the proper hospitality experience, isn't it? But yeah, I honestly, it's one of those things, right, that was hard as fuck, and I complained like a cunt whilst I was doing it.
yeah.
Yeah, I complained loads.
Yeah.
There was one point as well where I kept getting burnt by the fryer, which pissed me right
Bloody
off.
hell! Fuck! Like you're
Yeah.
just like et tu, fryer, et tu.
Kept burning his tongue.
Oh, bloody hot!
It's not cooling down.
I kept getting burnt by the fryer, which was a right cunt. But there was a steamer as well, and the steamer, I opened the steamer and it damn near fucking burnt my skin off. It was so hot.
Yeah, you just end up with like Teflon hands if you work in a kitchen. Like you just get constantly burnt. So eventually your
They
hands
are
just don't feel
so
anything.
quick at just everything that they
Yeah,
do.
chefs are like proper like actual professional chefs are amazing when you watch them like flow the way they're like working amongst each other. They become a really tight team. Like they'll like
Well, this is another thing, right? So I didn't know Johnny Bongo that well beforehand. I knew we knew of each other. Like we spent time with each other.
You
But
got banned from his venue.
Yeah. You know, yeah. What do Bongos Bingo and Australia have in common?
You know,
Full of rapists.
So, No.
That's not true about either of those things. I mean, I imagine there are quite a lot of rapists in Australia, just statistically.
Yeah.
But I don't know any more so than anywhere
It's
else.
not full of rapists.
Yeah, no, and Bongo's
There's loads
bingo,
of like desert.
I bet like one or two have gone, but it's not like a predominant theme. I just want to make clear that was just a joke.
Yeah.
Why did you say it's full of desert, as if to imply that it's too hard to rape in a desert?
Great place to do
I'm
a
more
rape.
implying that if all the people in Australia filled it up, then it would be full of rapists. But there's a lot of
So
Australia where the rapists haven't been yet.
Right, so your problem with it is the volume of rapists, not the amount of them.
Yeah.
Right, okay, sure.
The ratio of rapists to not rapists is high in Australia.
Yeah, asses everywhere, thankfully.
No,
There's no society
Where that
where
ratio tips over, we're like, it's majority rapists.
no, that's what I'm
to be
saying.
honest
That's
with
what I'm
you.
saying. It is majority rapists in Australia. It's like 98%, I think.
98%
Yeah,
rapists. Right, okay.
in Australia.
Yeah.
So you're going to go on record,
Yeah.
producer Tom.
Yeah.
and
That at
say-
least 48% of Australian women have committed a rape.
No, it's 100% of men and 46 women.
Right.
46% of women.
Just... Fuck's sake.
I was just getting raped constantly.
Yeah, well, I'm not looking forward to my trip now.
It was literally, as you're flying over, I say, you go, oh, there's the coast. And as soon as you go over the coast, like, someone comes out and rapes you on the plane.
That's not a rape. This is a rape.
But after about an hour, you know exactly what a rape is because it's just happening constantly.
Oh, I got fucked by a big spider.
Yeah. Kangaroos, they rape you as well.
What a violent one it'd be. Pop it in a
sometimes,
little pouch.
Yeah.
sometimes there's a conversation. If you just listen to it, you're conscious of the fact that the two people that you're with have used the word rape too many times.
Yeah, this one's demonetised, isn't it?
You've honestly,
Certainly in Australia.
you, between you both.
This one's sponsored by the Australian Tourism Board. Come to Australia. Get right.
Visit Australia. Good luck.
Where the flight back isn't the worst thing to happen to your ass.
Yeah.
So, yeah, all jokes aside, though, I am dead fucking grateful to have had the chance to work there. And shout out to Dave Critchley at Luban and to Jack and Kaylee, the sous chefs, who were there as well, who did a fucking great job. And it was a wonderful night. And I got fucking shit-faced, and I'm only just recovering now.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, like I went and did the Mild High Talent show last night.
Oh, that's fun.
I had a great time, loved it. Like, because it's like they just get up mentals, and then you get to take the piss out of them, and like that is loads of fun.
Yeah.
Like it was dead fun. Millie Dollar was there. Friend of the podcast, Millie
Oh,
Dollar was
nice.
on. Got her tits out. It was great.
Did she?
She did a full burlesque thing. Yeah.
Oh,
She came in
right.
like a sexy, like, and film noir detective outfit, and then like took it all off. She was basically wearing like rope. It was like there was nothing
Was
to
she?
it. Yeah, very good. She won.
Like a lot of people in Australia.
Yeah. Fuck's sake.
Wearing's
Stop it.
Wearing's a
Stop it, Tom. You're doing this ironically without my consent.
Much like Australia.
Why do I feel like a passenger in this? I'm usually the one where I go, "Oh, Freddie, stop it."
Yeah.
You two, when I
It
just
is normally
leave
you
to
that
it,
gets told to stop it. Yeah.
You two can.
Well, my favourite one on the talent show last night, right? So, like, so there'd been, like, you know, usual array of, like, couple of comedians, couple of mentors, big dead good fun. Then someone came up whose name on the little slip when we, like, picked it out of the hat said, Anna Fashion Artist, right? She came off, right? She, annoyingly, she came up to me, whispering in my ear, and she goes, just say, right, I'm going to go over there, do an intro, shout, if you're ready for comedy. I was like, you bitch.
Is that what she said?
She said that, yeah.
What a fucking...
Someone else, but the thing was, she had no idea what that was. Someone else, like, who was a fan of us, had told her to
Oh,
say
that's
that.
genius.
Very funny. So, but she came on, she did, like, belly dancing, and she was, like, this middle-aged Iranian woman.
Ooh. No, okay.
She was in fucking sane. It was like she was just crazy, right? She does this like weird little like belly dancing for a bit. It's all a bit odd. But then like there's a bit afterwards where we like talked to her, and then it turned out, yeah, just batshit crazy, right? She's just like, she was one of those where she wasn't like, you'd ask her something and then she'd just have her own conversation. At a
Oh, I
different
like
angle.
those. I like those
So,
people.
so like Dean like asked her something like, and she just goes, "I'm from Iran. I escaped Iran. I have a degree in architecture. I design fashion. I draw and design tattoos. I draw cartoons. I draw comic books. I'm ambidextrous."
What
and I
is she-
lost myself at that point. When she
Yeah.
said ambidextrous, I buckled over laughing.
She sounds like the female Forrest Gump.
It was wild, mate. Then I started laughing at that. And she goes, "Why are you laughing? Why are you laughing?" And I was like, "It's ambidextrous. It was funny." She goes, "Why are you laughing? I am God. I am God."
What the fuck?
Started screaming that she was God for quite a bit.
Thank God she left her around. That wouldn't have gone down well, would it?
That got a bit spicy. And then like I tried.
Oh,
That was a
sorry.
bit much.
The lady from Iran got a bit spicy.
I don't right.
Right, it's like that, is it, Rob?
Yeah, a bit. Like I was trying to make it a bit lighter after that. After when she started screaming, "I am God," I was like, "Oh, did this help you escape Iran? Is that how you got out?" Ooh, one of those, and then
What, shimmy through the fence?
shimmy through the fence. Yeah,
Is there a fence?
I thought that was funny.
The fence
Yeah.
out of Iran.
Yeah. I thought that was like funny. She didn't. She fucking hated me. She was like, she just kept shouting like, "Shut up! Don't interrupt me. I am God." Like this, and like it just there was a point though where like we like tried to make a little like joke to her, and she just turned around to us and quietly, so the audience wouldn't hear, just went, "I've been raped 2 times," and then turned back to the audience and carried on dancing.
Visit Australia, did she?
Bloody lucky it was only twice, cobber.
Hey, Rob, tell us what sort of porn you watch.
Like actually, like a boring porn, to be honest. I wouldn't like. Be
I
that upset.
didn't think that you were genuinely going to tell me
No,
that.
like pretty vanilla. I just like seeing attractive women having a nice time with a dick in them.
I like horrible stuff, mate.
I know.
Horrific stuff. Things that no man should ever see. And I like to keep my browsing history well and truly locked and tight, which is why I use unlike the people that I'm watching, which is why I use a VPN and I use Surfshark.
I use one because I'm scared of the government.
Really?
Well, no, I don't know. Like, just good to keep your data private.
Oh,
Isn't it?
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, when people do this, is what I found out recently. You know, the click on incognito mode doesn't do shit.
No,
Doesn't
fuck
do
off.
shit.
What do you think? Google? We're just gonna go. All right, I won't look. Of course they fucking are.
All right, I've got my hands over my
Oh,
eyes.
if you say so.
Doesn't do shit,
no,
mate.
I reckon when you press incognito mode, a big fucking alarm goes off at Google. They're like, "We've got one. Someone's having a fucking wank."
If you don't want people to see what you're watching or what you're searching for, you
It's
need
just
to
good
get yourself
security as well.
you need to get yourself a VPN, right?
Yeah.
Now, luckily for you, the
A
cheapest shit,
virtual private network.
the cheapest shit,
Yeah.
and you can
Well,
head
they are
over,
if you use our discount code.
head over to Surfshark and use the discount code DEADMEN, and for that you'll get 83% off. And you'll get 3 extra months free. So if you don't want people knowing what sort of stuff you're looking at, you got to use a VPN. They're dead cheap, dead easy
So
to use.
shady.
83% off and 3 extra
We
months.
asked for 84. They said no, the type pricks. So, yeah, use our code.
Surfshark
Surfshark.
and use the code DEADMEN.
Dead man.
Oh,
Yeah.
speaking of God,
For fuck's sake.
Oh no.
can you get up the link that I sent you? Mike Warnke.
Of course. Yeah.
So
Oh, I have seen.
I
this,
have
yeah.
seen this guy. Yeah,
somebody
I'm aware
sent
of
me
him.
this guy. I've never seen him before, but oh my good grief. So this is a guy from the 80s, a comedian from America,
Yeah,
who does
he's a Christian
comedy.
comedian, yeah.
Yeah, but midway through, apparently, he'll just do some scriptures.
Oh yeah, and like he doesn't do like the fun scriptures. He does like so he'll be like doing like, "Oh, what's it like when you can't open a packet of ham? And if you're gay, you will burn in hell." And like it's like that. It's really weird. Like it's just such a tonal.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome God's one and only voice of comedy, Mike
His only
Warnke.
voice of comedy.
I mean, just a sec, pause it. So this is already there's a big difference between American and British comedians because when you bring a British comic onto the stage as a compere, they go, "Look, don't big me up too much.
Yeah, if
Don't say that I've been on Mock the Week. and
Don't
I've
say
been
I'm the
Apollo."
one voice of God.
the one voice of
That
God's
Iranian
comedy.
woman's like, "Yes, you know."
Yeah. And can you imagine that intro at like, you know, like at just the fucking Chuckle Hut in like Milton Keynes or something. Like you walk out like and they go, "The one true comedy voice of God." I'm like, fuck off.
Yeah. And he comes on, what's the deal with all the roundabouts?
You know what it's like when you're in Australia and you're just getting raped all the time.
Tom, can we move on? Can we move on?
Trying to tell you my deepest, darkest secret.
Do you know, if you...
You look like a koala. Couldn't you just see him clamped onto a tree? Like one of those little pencil toppers.
Okay, no.
Pencil topper.
Yeah. With the pencil up your ass for the true Australian experience.
Maybe, I mean, now that we've, found out what Australia was really like, maybe he was just doing it to assimilate himself in the culture.
No. No.
That probably needs to get bleeped.
Made it too real.
Bleep his name.
Bleep his name.
For the love of God.
For fuck's sake.
Can we bleep the word Australia every time it's mentioned?
It's not the problematic word, to be honest with you, mate. It's not the one that's going to mean we don't make any money again on YouTube. Again.
All right, why don't we change the word raped to hugged?
Right.
So everyone thinks everyone's just hugging about Australia.
We're going to have to, like...
Maybe, and this is out of left field,
Yeah.
we could just stop talking about it. Perhaps.
Isn't that part of the problem, though, that no one talks about it? We need to get these things out in the open and talk about the
problem
issues.
shared is a problem halved.
Yeah. Does that apply to rape? If you share a rape, I suppose you half it.
Or do you double it?
Depends which side you're sharing it on.
I don't think you get half the jail sentence.
No.
I feel like this is going to be the podcast that gets us in trouble, and I get the brunt of it for some reason.
Yeah, because
even though
you're
I've
you.
said the least.
Yeah.
I've
Everyone's
actually-
going to remember it as you saying it all, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I've said nothing,
Yeah.
and this will be the one where it's like,
Hash browns and rape.
yeah, and they were talking about it, which is fine, but Freddy kept trying to sell his gin, and that was all. That was all he was bothered about.
Oh, Quinno's rape gin.
Because sometimes you want to forget.
Have you had an unwanted pregnancy? Oh, Quinno's rape gin. Hash
Comes with a
brown flavour.
Comes with a free clothes hanger.
No, in Australia...
Comes with an Abu Hamza toy.
In Australia, they definitely do backstreet abortions with a boomerang. Just chuck it up there, wait for it to come back with a fetus attached.
I reckon they suck it out with a didgeridoo. What is going on?
Can you imagine how big the lines are that Aboriginals do? Anyway, should we do your little bit about this Christian guy?
Yeah.
Is his name Mike Wank?
No, Mike Warnke.
Wonky.
Looks a lot like Wank.
It does look like a lot of wank.
Let's go for it.
Are we watching the whole thing? Cause
Yeah, let's just do 3 minutes. Right, so this is Do You Hear Me? Which, as the name of a special, is...
Told me this is going to be a
It's a
Christian
biblical
thing, and I
reference.
can tell you right now, that boy up there on stage, he is not a Christian because he's got that long hair. Why do people drive on parkways and park on driveways?
What's
What
a
is
parkway?
daylight savings time?
It's an American street type. It'd be like Dallas Parkway is the name of a street. Like, but I love this style of comedy where it's like say something very mildly amusing and then go
Yeah, just wait for you to laugh.
just do a big face,
Go
wait
on.
for you to laugh. This is proper sub Seinfeld stuff, isn't it?
Keep it on.
If you're going for the Christian crowd, I think that's all you have to do, really, isn't it?
Go on,
We're saving so much of it, who's got it all?
Why is he doing that after every...
How do you know when yogurt's gone bad?
What do you mean?
Wait, what does he mean? How do you know when yogurt
when
is
it's
got
moldy
mold
and it
on it.
smells bad.
Yeah.
Like it's one of the easiest things to find out when it's off.
You look at the date of it, and you look at the date.
It curdles.
It
It's-
smells horrible.
Yeah.
It's really obvious. It gets like a layer of that watery stuff on the top.
Yeah.
It's like It's really annoyed me how much of a false premise that is. Like, it's just not a thing.
Also, yogurt is like, it's in the same family as milk.
Yeah.
And that's the first thing that you can tell. when
How?
It goes off really quickly.
Really quickly, really obvious. It's like, how do you tell when pork's bad?
The joke should be, how do you tell when penicillin's gone bad?
Yeah, there you go. Workshopped it much better.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
Hang on. How do you tell when penicillin's gone bad? Nailed it.
Your return to stand-up's going to be glorious.
Yeah.
How do you get...
Producer Tom, live from Adelaide.
At least I'll be able to go.
I actually might film a special in Australia. I'm thinking about it. I don't know if I can now.
I've already had people from the podcast that are asking us to go and tell us why Freddy can't go.
Everyone on the Discord thinks that it's because you've done something really bad.
We will. I've not done anything bad. We will. We will mention it. It will probably have to be on a Patreon.
Yeah.
But we will mention it. But it'll have to be at a point where Rob is already out there, so that way
it doesn't also ruin my trip.
Yes, and that way it can't get back onto him. But I'll tell you that the story's fucking mental.
Yeah.
Go on.
Teflon to stick to a skillet when nothing sticks to Teflon?
Pause it. The reason for that is because there is a layer of microfibers in Teflon that stops things from sticking from it. It's really obvious. In fact, Teflon use that as part of their marketing.
But you're saying, how does it get it to stick to the pan when nothing sticks to Teflon is the joke?
Well, because it's not double-sided.
Yeah, it's saying, how do you get a layer of it on there if you can't?
Yeah, it's like, well, it's because you can use... It bonds...
Are we going to do this for every joke?
All right, Mr. Chef.
Things. Right, go on.
It's not how it works in my bloody kitchen.
Go on, carry on.
How hard would it be to nail Jell-O to a wall? Inquiring minds want to know, you know? It's like flying, for example. People think that's a normal thing to do. Go out to the airport and go out to the airport. Got to the airport. Go out to the airport, get on an airplane, and go somewhere. Do you realize what you're doing? You're getting in a hollow metal tube with wings on it under the command of a complete stranger. You're letting this guy take you to 35,000 feet and travel in excess of 400 miles an hour. That's like saying, strap me to this bullet and send me home.
I mean, I kind of feel
It's a dangerous and weird thing to do.
I kind of feel like Mike Warnke predicted 9/11 with that joke.
Did he?
Yeah.
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 All right.
Also, we all know that flying is mad.
Yeah.
Like, no one's like, oh, this isn't crazy.
Yeah. I don't think it's very good
Right,
stand-up.
God,
I
I want to see your scriptures.
I had a sex change operation 3 years ago, and I got saved last night. I want you to tell me what to do with the rest of my life. You better have some Jesus on tap then. I'm talking about a little girl who was murdered last year, 1987, in the state of Louisiana by having her sexual organs cut out while she was still alive.
What the fuck?
A lot of you think that when a Satanist kills, they do so because they want to spill blood.
And her pussy smelled like gone off yogurt.
Good night, everybody!
Good night!
How did he know what that smelled like?
What
It's
the...
such a wild tonal
What
shift.
a fucking mental... Hey, isn't flying mental? Yeah. Oh, by the way, a little girl got murdered.
Yeah, by getting a
go.
cunt cut
Carry
out.
on, I'll not interrupt.
You've seen enough late-night movies to think that. But if a Satanist or any other kind of occultist kills an animal or a human sacrifice, it's not to spill blood, it's to release the life force. Because when the life force is released and you've done the right incantations and rituals, you can absorb that force, they say, and it makes you a stronger wizard, warlock.
How is he going to get back into
Or whatever.
comedy after this?
Mm-hmm.
And the longer the death and more prolonged the death and the more agonizing the death, the more force is released. So they took this little girl and they killed her by cutting her sexual organs out while she was still alive.
I hope he ends this by doing like a funny face again.
May.
After she was dead, they cut her chest open, took out her heart, cut it up in little pieces, and took communion on her.
Sorry,
after
hold
she
on.
was dead-
They took communion on her after that. They're like, body of Christ.
Yeah. Still wasn't as bad as that yogurt. This is like when every comedian puts a sad part in their Edinburgh show.
Like, this is the thing. Like, people take the piss out of this, but how is this any different to the vast majority of shows at the Edinburgh Festival?
What an Edinburgh...
Where they're just going like, shit joke, I was molested, please give me 5 stars, and then one callback to finish the show. It's the same shit.
Go on, carry on.
They cut down both sides of her head and down the back. They peeled the flesh away from the bone. They stole her skull to be
By the way,
used
if anyone's
in
got a
satanic
video of this,
rituals,
send it
took
in.
her mutilated body, put her in a garbage sack, and threw her in the dump. And I am a winner.
He's even doing the crying bit.
That is one of the weirdest things
Yeah.
I've ever seen.
Yeah, trying to do emotional bits in comedy is weird, mate.
Especially about a murdered little girl.
That would win an Edinburgh Award. Like, no fucking lie. That show would clear up at the Fringe, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
It would be like, and it'd win every fucking award. They'd be like, oh my God, it was amazing. Did you see the bit where the little girl got her cunt cut out? It was amazing.
Well, I think we need a little tonal shift.
Yeah.
Okay, like
it time
some sort of lovely question.
It's funny you should mention that, Freddie.
Let's lighten it up after, like, you know, the Australia incident and that.
Okay,
It's
you
been a
ready?
tough one today,
Are you
hasn't
ready
it?
for today's lovely question?
We're ready for
Yeah.
today's lovely question, Tom. Oh,
Tom's lovely question.
right.
Oh, isn't that lovely?
So we've got to work out what nationality you are from the clues.
Well, I've given up on nationality. It's just a,
Right, so after 2,
it's
you're
from,
done.
It's from a place.
Right.
What place is he from today? Show your workings.
So he's got Fry on his chest.
Philip J. Fry.
So Fry, something to do with Fry. Or is it where Fry's from? Is it from,
Who knows?
that's some sort of cathedral.
Ooh.
Is it York? That
It
cathedral?
is York.
I
York
recognise-
Minster.
I recognise York Minster. So is he from York?
Not quite.
New York.
He is, but why?
I don't know who the 3 in the top corner are, though, I'm afraid. I don't know what boy band that is.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
Which boy band is that?
So that's 911.
Right, yeah.
911 is the area code. Of
Nope.
New York.
No, that's just the
911
number
is
for the police in America.
the number for the police.
Nope. York Minster
Yeah,
is old York. Fry lives in New York.
right.
So they make New York. And 9/11 is a famous thing that happened in New York.
Sorry, your maths equation there was Old York plus New York equals New York.
Yeah.
Mate, I can't wait for next week when this guy's from Australia.
Just there with a bottle of gin and the boomerang.
Did someone call for some abortion-a-roonies?
That's it. I bet in Australia they call them abortos. Gonna have to get you an aborto, love.
Just came from doing a rape-a-roo.
Rapos.
A raperoo.
Right, okay, Tom, what's your lovely question?
Well, pick a number between 1 and 12.
7.
7. Let's have a look, shall we? 7.
We've got lots
speaking of
lovely
which,
questions.
this is from IndieClone77.
Oh yeah, shout out.
Shout out, nice person.
How many abortions would your partner have had to have before you were put off?
Oh, literally, there's literally no upper limit. I would be quite happy to know.
One a day?
I'd be quite happy to know that they were willing to get that fetus the fuck out of there at a moment's notice. To be honest with you.
So if
Yeah,
they're having
I'm
one
not-
daily, it'd be
I'm-
fine.
I mean, daily's a lot. I mean, like, we're not shagging that often, so like, I want to know what's happening
Well,
at
there,
that
yeah.
point. You know,
But
but before me, I literally couldn't care less. Like, I could not care about anyone's history before they're going out. mate. I
Daily
couldn't
as
care
well would imply that, like, the life cycle, like,
Yeah,
it
you
needs to
just have
kick
to,
in
like,
at a
if it's
certain
just
point.
daily, just have the morning after pill, you monster. Like, why? I don't think you could even do an abortion after a day. It's just a bit of cum and an egg at that point.
Yeah. Maybe they just like having them done.
You just got to suck some cum out of you. That's all you got to do.
That's-
Do that with a
that's where you
straw.
get the, that's where you get the didgeridoo out. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I don't think. I genuinely don't care about that. Yeah.
No, I'm not asked at all.
And like also like even on like the body count thing of like sleeping with people, like I want someone who shagged a few people. I don't want a
Yeah.
novice.
I don't want to know the number.
I don't care.
I'm not bothered.
As long as my number's higher, as long as I'm winning.
Yeah. I'm absolutely
Just because
on
I'm
that,
competitive.
Yeah,
It's just that. I just want to make sure I'm on top.
If, if somebody, right, what's a ridiculous amount of abortions? If somebody said, I've had 10 abortions, 100's not possible.
Yeah, 100's like, that's going to do damage to you. I don't.
By 100 abortions, they're just like, mate, it's not happening anyway.
You get a free one after 6.
Yeah, you get free coffee.
Yeah. Free bottle of Quinne's gin.
Get some free hair gel.
Yeah.
Give it Rob. I would say 10 abortions is a frankly ridiculous.
That's a
amount
lot of abortions.
That's a lot of abortions. More abortions.
Yeah.
It's
very deep callback. Jesus
Easter
Christ.
egg. Yeah.
But yeah, like I would say at that
I wouldn't
point.
be asked.
No, but you do like it would. It does tell you. Just you do need to sort yourself out a bit. Like it shows your lifestyle's a bit all over the place.
I'd kind of be like, I'd be more concerned about like, are you all right? Do you know, like,
yeah.
Are
I'd probably
you
want them
okay?
to get an STD check before I shag them bareback. You know, because if they're not able to keep themselves unpregnant that well, they're probably going to have chlamydia. And like, look, after a dose of some medicine and when you're clear, I'll happily rattle you. But you know, we got to make sure.
After a dose of some medicine, and when you're clear, I'll happily rattle you. Can we put that in a frame, please?
You old romantic devil, you.
Yeah, I'm not bothered. I to be honest with you, my thing on abortions has always been it's a fucking like a woman should be able to decide whatever the fuck she wants to do with it up until she's given birth to it.
Yeah, like
And then she has no say.
None.
In fact, when I started going out with a girl once, like we didn't have any condoms, but like you know, but I literally went to her. I was like, look, right, if you got pregnant, you'd have an abortion, right? And she went, yeah. I went, cool, and then we shagged.
Well, that's a legally binding contract, isn't it?
Just wanted to check, you know, because that's the only
Bit of a mood killer.
No, it was fine. Like an STD, like I'll get the fucking, I'll go doctors, I'll get the medicine. It's fine. Like a baby's more of an issue. You know, but that's the bit that I was concerned about.
Yeah, you've got to leave that somewhere, haven't you?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, following my family tradition.
And move out.
Just like my father before me. You'd have to join the army. That'd be really awkward.
Jesus Christ! No.
Can we have a different lovely question? I felt that one was pretty cut and dry for me.
Yeah.
Thank you, though, Indie Clone.
Thanks for putting it in.
If you would like to submit a lovely question, you can do that on the Discord.
Mm-hmm.
And you can also see roast battles that we're starting now.
Oh, that's going to be so funny.
Yeah.
Some of the stuff on that Discord is wild.
Yeah.
And you can join for free, by the way, as well. It's not like there's certain bits that are sectioned off to Patreons only, but the majority of it you can
That's
have
just
for
for
free.
legal reasons.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and by the way, people who keep texting the WhatsApp number going, "Oh, can you send me this video?" No, pay us £3. Fuck off.
Yeah,
I get that all the time. I get that on the WhatsApp. Oh, can you send us Choo Choo Steve? No.
It's not like it's an exploitative amount, is it?
It's £3
Yeah, it's still the cheapest podcast in the game, isn't it?
Yeah.
In more ways than one. Right, number 3, please, for the amount of money it costs to be a patron every month.
Number 3, what's the funniest disease?
Oh,
leprosy.
That's interesting. Leprosy.
Leprosy.
No, I reckon Ebola is very funny because you end up puking out your own anus.
Do you?
You can like puke out your own guts and stuff, yeah. And, like,
Do you make the sound? Yeah.
I didn't know if you meant so your anus comes out of your mouth,
yeah,
or
like,
sick comes out.
Well, like
of
your
your
whole
ass.
body like dissolves. You sort of sick it out yourselves and like shit bits of your organs out and stuff. That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
I think leprosy's. I just
Sounds like a
leprosy is funny.
Shit falling off is just funny.
But it doesn't fall off. That's actually a myth. What happens is you lose all feeling, so you end up like trapping your hand in stuff, and it ends up like going infected and falling off, or you like leave your hand on a hob and don't notice and burn your fingers off. Genuinely, that's what happens.
Bad infections, don't you?
Yeah, you get infected because you don't feel anything. So like, if you had no feeling at all, you just catch it in stuff.
Yeah.
And
like
things.
Freddy when he listens to music.
Yeah. Or when he's killing.
I think leprosy's a funny one.
Leprosy is very funny. There's loads of funny diseases. Spina bifida, hilarious. Look at you, you bendy cunt.
Yeah. Tourette's.
Tourette's is very funny.
I don't think Tourette's is funny at all. I think it's just pure annoying.
What are you on about?
Do you remember that?
You don't think it's funny at all? If you're in like a... Did you not see the minute silence for the Queen that was ruined by someone with Tourette's at a football match?
No.
I think it was Wolves. I might be wrong on that. But like, so there's this minute silence and there's someone just like... fuck off. like this, like
Sounds
in
like
the
it could have been
stadium.
a seagull.
Yeah, but you know what it's like, someone in the distance in a
Yeah,
minute's
yeah.
silence, and then someone's like, "Shut the fuck up!" and then like there's a woman's voice like, "Who's got Tourette's?"
That's funny.
Very
But
funny.
the Tourette's isn't funny.
The Tourette's is funny.
It's the woman
They shout
saying,
minge in the middle of places. They
Yeah,
shout,
it's
"I've got a bomb" in airports. It's hilarious.
I did a job for someone once, this YouTuber, and we were having a Zoom chat, and he's got Tourette's, and he kept saying, "You're gonna get cancer," just over and over again. I was like, "This is our first meeting."
So here's a good one. Did you hear about the TikToker that fakes having Tourette's?
Oh my god.
So right, I can't remember her name, but if you put it into Google, if you put TikToker that fake Tourette's, there
Yeah.
can't be that many.
And like, to be honest, if we get the wrong one, we'll take them.
So some of the videos that she puts out, it makes you honestly amazed that she managed to get away with it. So that's the fucking woman there. So if you just put
This will be
that's
a
the guy's
documentary
that's
about
the
yeah.
guy's
This is some
documentary.
guy
If you
going,
put-
she's bad.
If you just put Ticks and Roses, that's her name.
Ticks and roses.
Yeah. And if you have a look at some videos that are just her, so if you just go on TikTok, there's loads of videos there that are just going to be her. And when you look at some of them,
just click
you are amazed
this
that she
one?
got away with
Yeah.
it.
Oh no, that's someone different.
This one?
We need some music for when Tom's trying to Google
I
something.
don't know what she
In
looks
May
like.
2019, before Emerald achieved
Oh,
TikTok
this'll do it.
fame,
Yeah, they'll
they
send it.
posted a video online
posted
that
a
says they
video.
were diagnosed with Huntington's disease, just like their grandfather and their mother. Emerald's own sister spoke out.
this even
As
the
it
same
turns out,
person?
Emerald is
This
not
is
talking to
completely
them
different.
anymore,
This voiceover
and their
person's definitely
sister
a pedophile,
doesn't
by the way.
believe they have Tourette's.
Oh.
Instead, she says that Emerald has a mental illness. In Emerald's last-ditch effort
Look,
to save their
that's-
name, she showed a medical document that they say could prove that they really do have Tourette's, but this backfired on them. The logo of the clinic on the supposed medical document was just taken from Google, and PTSD was repeated twice.
That's boring.
Yeah.
I want to actually. So if you find the actual video, it's like somebody's doing a really half-assed attempt at what Tourette's is.
I did that once to try and get rid of an annoying girl in a club who was like hitting on my mate. I started having really wildly over the top tics. to get
Sorry,
rid of
you
her.
pretended to be disabled
Yeah.
to get rid of somebody who was chatting to your friend.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, in Brighton when I was it was after a Leeds away game.
This feels problematic. I mean,
Yeah.
not necessarily the most problematic thing we've said.
No,
Today.
not even top three, mate. Like I was, but no, I was doing like and at one point she goes, "Are you faking that?" And I went, "No."
I get ticks.
That was your go-to.
I'm like, I was doing like stretchy ones when people have stretchy tics. Like,
Yeah.
I was doing those.
I get ticks the more hungover I am. So if I'm super hungover, I can't really drive.
You get hangover Tourette's.
Yeah. If the more hungover I am, the more likely it's to happen. It only ever happens when I'm on my own.
Yeah.
And if I think of anything even mildly embarrassing,
Yeah.
so I'll be like, "Oh, remember that time in school when you forgot your pencil case?" I go nah, like that. But like,
Sorry.
but like, if I've had to stop myself from driving because I'm like, this is really dangerous because I'll be driving to work like super hungover. I'm like, yeah, like that, and like nearly crash and stuff. But when I'm not hungover, it never happens. It's
So
just when I'm
a
hungover.
weird thing I do is if I'm thinking about a conversation, sometimes I will like act out like how I would be in the conversation. You know when you like think about an argument that you've had,
Oh,
how
yeah,
you
I
should
do
have
that,
done it
yeah,
or
yeah.
something. But I'll like act it out. So I'll be in the supermarket, I'll be walking around, and I'll be like, oh, and just catch myself and realise I've done that, or I'll be like, fuck off, and I'll be like, oh shit. I'll just be doing that like in the middle of nowhere. Yeah.
I get
I-
really method about my own.
Yeah,
memories.
like I'm fucking Daniel Day-Lewis when I'm having like my little thoughts.
I'm the opposite of both of you in that when I'm hungover, I'm just really insular and I'm like,
That wasn't even a hangover thing for me. That's just a general retard thing.
that's just really.
Yeah, I do that all the time. Literally did one on the way here. I was like literally thinking about a conversation. And I like flicked V's like that, and I realised I was in my car, and I was like, oh shit, I didn't want to. Yeah,
Don't want to offend your air freshener.
yeah. No, like in case of someone driving past me, who's like, what?
How do you live?
It's exhausting, mate. Yeah,
I mean, I find it exhausting enough working with you.
yeah.
But to actually be you in your own
Yeah,
head,
it's a lot, mate. Yeah, it doesn't stop.
it is a
Just
lot.
like constantly.
all
yeah.
the time.
Yeah.
Do you remember the weirdest thing about me? Right, is I feel really sorry for inanimate objects. So like, I've got like 10 plates.
Yeah.
Right.
And if the bottom plate hasn't been used, I think I better use that plate because otherwise the other plates will think it's a shit plate.
I'm
I don't
sorry,
like
are
it.
you insane?
Well, yeah, I know it's insane, but I still do it.
What do you think this is like Toy Story or some
Yeah,
shit?
exactly.
You've
But
got
with
to play with
everything.
all the toys equally.
Yeah, but with everything, like with
That's-
albums and
That's
like clothes and stuff.
schizophrenia, mate. Like, that's not good.
What, do you live in Beauty and the Beast castle? What?
Are you getting dressed by little birds in the morning?
Oh, that'd be nice.
His wardrobe talks to him.
Yeah, but they'd have to take turns doing it so they don't feel left out.
Bringing you a little outfit that was made for a squirrel.
Yeah, I do it with clothes massively. Like, I'm wearing some trainers today because I've not worn them for ages. Not because I like them, they're fucked, but because I feel like they're not living up to their destiny of trainers.
Try and psychoanalyze this, right? So, as a child, were you left out of things?
No, I was an only child.
Were you raped by a plate?
Only in Australia.
Right.
Oh, good God.
This is the most demonetized the video's ever going to have been on
We're
YouTube.
going to have to pay YouTube for this.
So, you weren't left out of anything. Were you afraid of being left out of things?
Maybe, yeah. Maybe I think I could say that's true, yeah.
You have FOMO, fear of missing out.
I do have bad FOMO, yeah.
This is, it all sinks in, I think.
Yeah.
Whereas I could not give a fuck.
And also, it's a plate. Grow up.
Oh, yeah.
I know
yeah,
it.
there is that as well. It's a plate.
But in my own head, I know it's mental, but I still, I know that it's
But you're
stupid.
also, in that bit of your head that knows that, that's also you.
Yeah.
So just don't.
But I
do
still
that.
do it.
You know, now that you've mentioned this, okay, so if we're being completely open and honest and transparent, there is a bowl in my house that I won't use or that I don't like using because it once had baked beans in it.
Are you kidding?
No.
That's insane.
So it had baked beans in it, I'd say 6 months ago.
See, I'm just more and more learning how deep this baked bean thing
Yeah,
goes.
yeah, yeah.
Like, I didn't realise it was that deep. That
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
once had beans and now it's a no-go.
once had beans. Now it's the last bowl to ever get used for me.
See, there is one... Right, whilst we're here, there is one fork I use for dog food that I don't use for my food. Even though it gets, like, washed.
Yeah.
It's the dog food fork. I don't want that.
Yeah, you should keep that.
It's also, like, the shittest shape fork.
Yeah,
it's a bit too curly. The prongs.
Yeah,
So
everyone's
that-
got the favourites. I'm not saying that you shouldn't
Yeah.
have your favourites, but I feel sorry for the ones that aren't my favourites.
Yeah, no, I don't give a fuck. If you're like a shit bolt, like, get to the fucking back of the cupboard. Never want to look at you.
Whereas people, I'd just jib them off all the time. I don't care.
Sure. Yeah.
Do you know, I mean, this is weird. So, like, again, I'm not really a people person. I think it's fair to say. I don't really feel emotion or empathy to other people. It's weird. But...
It's not weird, it's sociopathy.
I was in the vets the other day, and there were two people in
You're
there.
like, why won't you let me fuck this dog?
Well, it's funny actually, because what I was going to say is there were two people in there that were going to have a dog put down.
Yeah.
I was like, well, if it's going to die anyway.
At least let me give it a send-off.
All right, I'll fuck the corpse.
What are you doing with its body?
I want to stuff your dog. No, not taxidermy.
Not
I'm
mental.
gonna mount it, not on a stand.
Just keep saying that over and over again. No. What I mean to say.
What I meant to say is I'm going to have full penetrative sex with the dog's anus.
I'm going to put my dick in your dead dog's mouth and asshole. Would that be okay? Why are you crying?
Imagine how fucked up you've got to be to actually fuck a dead animal, not even a live animal.
Is it better or worse?
Morally.
Morally, I think it's probably better to fuck
probably
a
is more,
corpse. Yeah.
Yep.
But you must think so low of yourself that you're like, I'm not even going to fuck a live one.
Yeah, I don't imagine you got great shit going on in your life if you end up corpse fucking at the vets. Right, that's not someone who's smashing it, is it?
Oh, don't do it at the vet, unless you're a vet.
No, you want
Then
to do
it's
it
a great
quickly.
idea.
You want to do it while it's still warm, I hear.
Imagine saying all this to those two poor people. And they're like, will you just hurry up and take the dog? We've got an Airbnb to manage. You see? whole back to the beginning.
Yeah.
Look at that. And on that note,
I love when Freddy gets this fucked and he just like melts into the chair. Just becomes like part of his armchair. He's like one big fat cushion. Like,
It's like an ice cream.
just gradually melting. And he's got a flake in him.
I'm just mildly concerned that you two have said the word rape too many times on this podcast.
Right, well, it's happened now, hasn't it?
Well,
there's nothing you can do about it. Whether you wanted it to happen or not, it has done. So now you just got to live in this reality.
Yeah. We've got no option but to publish it.
Yeah.
well, this has been fun. Thanks for listening.
It's just been fucking chaos.
Oh, God. Oh, mate. What sort of stuff have we got to plug?
Oh, yeah, go on our Patreon because, look, we're not getting adverts. So go on patreon.com/deadmentalkpod and give us £3 a month. In return, you get shitloads of extra stuff you support the podcast. Also, if you've got a video, send it into 07520 644 931 on WhatsApp. That's 07520 644 931. Send us the most fucked up thing on your phone. And if you've sent one in before and we've not shown it, please send it again. We get loads of them and they get lost in the mix. So just send them again. Keep sending them. That's great.
We're also doing live shows, so check out that. We're also in
and we got one like next week.
Yeah,
probably should have advertised that.
We've also got like
It would have happened by now.
We've also got like merch and stuff that's going out and stuff, and we're in the process at the moment of sorting a proper website where all of that stuff will live, so we can just plug that.
Yeah.
But yeah, exciting times ahead.
Fuck was that?
I don't know.
Exciting times ahead, gang.
I'm just
like and subscribe, gang. We're gonna be the new Try Guys.
Please do like and subscribe, though.
Yeah. Please, do that. Actually, yeah, we should say that. Like and subscribe.
Yeah.
Go
Share
on.
things on Twitter.
Yeah, go on. You know what to do. I can't be
Yeah.
arsed doing this. They've watched the YouTube video before.
That's the end of the episode. Fuck off.
Get fucked, cunt.